Hey, good morning, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up, somebody. Good. Okay. We'll call the State Board of Finance meeting to order. This is a call meeting, I scheduled one. First thing on the agenda is the adoption of the minutes from the November 6, 2024 meeting. First, are there any corrections, additions to the minutes? Not hearing any, I'll take a motion to adopt.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Thank you, Secretary Fiskin. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The minutes are adopted. I'm going to recognize Treasurer Larry Walther. Well, we thought we just had one. We had our last meeting with Larry, but we're going to do an encore meeting with him. So, Mr. Treasurer, I'm going to turn it over to you for the agenda item of the state treasurer employees minimum qualifications.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate that. In your board packets, there's a document that's the employee job qualification and standards for fiscal year 2025. The proposal will be effective 1/1/25 for the remainder of the 25 fiscal year. These are the positions that are covered under Act number 1088 of 2013, which directs the State Board of Finance to establish and maintain qualifications for all employees of the board or of the Treasurer's Office who handle treasury funds or participate in decisions concerning the deposit of investments of state treasury funds. These positions have been vetted by DFA and the Treasurer's Office that the employees in these positions make deposits and investment decisions, which is the intent of the law. The highlighted names are new employees for the Treasurer-elect John Thurston, except for Kathy Williams, who is the current fiscal division director, and she was not on the current list that we did, I guess, a year ago. And I would like to have a motion for the approval of the slate of positions at the proper time. And they do meet the requirements of Act 1088 for handling state treasury funds.
Mr. Treasurer, if I could just augment the motion slightly, not only would these be effective for the upcoming calendar year, they'd also be effective immediately for the balance of the calendar year 2024, since you're going to be bringing on a compliance officer in the ensuing days and hours. So it'd be effective immediately, continuing into calendar year 2025.
Okay. The actual document that was provided to me, I had fiscal year 2025, and that's why I made the motion.
Yes, sir.
Suggested the motion that was.
Yep.
But I'm fine with that.
Okay. Any questions about that from any of the board members? Hearing no questions, can we have a motion to approve the minimum qualifications to be effective immediately continuing through calendar year 2025? Is there a motion?
So move.
Got a motion, Mr. Chairman? Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion passes. Treasurer Walther, you still have the floor.
Thank you. This is the appointment of the Chief Compliance Officer. You should have received a letter of recommendation and a resume for Mr. Michael Harry. It's my understanding that is my recommendation to the board that we appoint Mr. Harry as the new Chief Compliance Officer of the State Board of Finance. And I would need a motion for that to that effect.
And to make clear for the board members, this would be, Mr. Harry would serve through the balance of Treasurer Walther's term, and then he would continue into the term of the incoming Treasurer, John Thurston.
That's correct. That would be be effective immediately.
Yes, sir.
At the proper time,
Okay.
this is Campbell McLaurin standing in for Susanna Marshall, and I would like to move that the board approve and accept the recommendation of Michael Harry to serve as the next Chief Compliance Officer.
Thank you, Mr. McLaurin. Is there a second?
Second.
Been a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carries. And congratulations, Mr. Harry, for being appointed the new Chief Compliance Officer for the Treasurer of the State of Arkansas.
Thank you very much.
Okay. At this time, I'll recognize Mr. Grant Wallace with the Employee Benefits Division to go through EBD matters.
Good morning. So we will start out with the formulary. The first one that you have in your packet, this would be under the tab titled BOF Docs for 12.5 PDF. So the first part would be our pharmacy formulary. We are re-tiering and adding some quantity limits to the top 4 drugs. The 5th drug on your list is a new drug, which we're bringing in at the specialty tier with the quantity limits in PA and a step therapy. The remaining drugs are new drugs, which we are going to exclude for the time being until we can get some additional clinical efficacy data to support bringing them on. I'd be glad to answer any questions related to those drugs.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve the formulary recommendations.
I make a motion to approve the formulary recommendations.
Thank you, Secretary Fisk. Is there a second?
Second.
Got a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The formulary recommendations are adopted.
Okay, the next in your packet is the medical drug recommendations for December. Again, these are drugs that are administered in a clinical setting. Most of these are going to be, like the first 2 are covered with no additional restrictions. They would follow the label. The next one for multiple sclerosis would have a PA with it, but it is a new to market drug that we're adding the PA on. Then there's an exclusion. Again, waiting some more clinical data for the next 3. Then you get down to the Vylovi. This one's a new to market that we are adding with a PA. The next 2 are no longer in, they've been discontinued from production, so we're removing them from the formulary. That's just a cleanup since they're no longer out there. And the remaining are either having no restrictions to include or adding with a PA. I'd be glad to answer any questions on these.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve the medical formulary recommendations.
I'll make a motion, sorry, to approve the
Thank you,
medical.
Secretary Fisk. Commissioner McLean, I'll take you as a second.
Sure.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. The medical formulary recommendations are adopted.
Okay, the next item, we have 1 contract for your review. This is with Catalyze Health. They were the awardee for the Spousal Incentive Health Reimbursement Account, RFP, that we put out. This initial term is for 3 years. The first year is coming in at $137,861. That's again an estimate based off of utilization, who we think would actually participate in this program. Just as a reminder, this is the program where we would offer an incentive to cover the premium difference if an employer were to move from our plan to their spouse's employer-sponsored plan. We did include the services contract. You know, that's the calculation in there does take it out for the full 7 years. So that's where you do see further in that document a $1.9 million figure. I don't anticipate it costing that much, but obviously we have to plug in those values as we complete those standard contracts for the state. I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Hey, Grant, on that, the incentive amount that we award, that can only be used for, qualifying medical expenses, kind of under section 125, is the same sort of rules.
Correct. And really, we're focused on the monthly premium differences at this
Okay.
point. We're not really looking at a lot of the reimbursements. So this initial kind of rollout is focused on that premium.
Okay, gotcha. Are there any questions? Not hearing any, I'll take a motion to approve the contract.
So move. Motion.
Got a motion from Commissioner McLean. Secretary Fiskin, I think you're muted. I'll take you as a
It is.
second.
Yep, I'll be a second, I'm catalyzed. Yep.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed, no. The motion is adopted. Is there any other business needs to come before the board? Not hearing any, we stand adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, and
Thank you.
everyone have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry
Right.
Christmas.
Thank you.